You're listening to Boss Builds, the show on BuildUp where we turn stat blocks into character sheets so that you can be the boss at your D&D table. Be sure to watch the video all the way through, comment down below on how you would make today's build, and like and subscribe to keep your feed bossed up. Let's dive straight into the video. So let's go ahead and open up its stat block so we can see what we're working with here. As you can see, the Ettin has a 15 natural armor class, 123 hit points, and a 40-foot walking speed. As far as stats go, its highest are obviously its strength, its constitution, and its wisdom. Strength is 21, constitution is 17, and wisdom is 10. It has +3 in perception for skills, it has dark vision up to 60 feet, and it speaks giant and orc. Challenge rating 8, obviously proficiency bonus is +3, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more focused on like what we can easily convert into a character sheet. So there is that. As far as its abilities go, right here, 2 heads, advantage on wisdom perception checks and on saving throws against being blind, charmed, deafened, frightened, stunned, and knocked unconscious. And then waken when one of its heads is asleep, the other one is awake. Like I said earlier, I'm really only going for abilities that I can easily transfer over to a character sheet. I'm going for the feel, like the combat feel of it, not necessarily like every single thing I can do. Yeah, so but other than that, everything else should be good. As far as its actions go, it has a multi-attack where it can basically make 2 attacks per round. It's dual wielding, so on one hand it has its battle axe and in the other a morning star, both +8 to hit, reach 5, 1 target. Does 14 damage if it hits you. The battle axe is slashing, the morning star is piercing, and then it has 2 of these breath weapon attacks. One is cold and one is fire. The cold is a DC 14 constitution, and the fire is a DC 14 dexterity throw. If you fail them, you either take 45 cold damage or 45 fire damage. So pretty self-explanatory on those, not really hard to transfer over either. And then last but not least, it has its gaze ability. So basically it kind of looks at you, you feel me? And then you have to basically make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw. And if you fail, you suffer one of the following effects at random: beguiling gaze, where you're stunned; hypnotic gaze, where you're charmed; and insanity gaze, where you're basically put under the effect of the confusion spell. So yeah, I feel like that's probably its most dangerous ability. Like if you were fighting it, right, and it busts out a gaze, now you're insane. It's something else. So it's a pretty interesting ability. It's only a DC 14 wisdom saving throw, but we did read that it's only an 8 challenge rating. Not the worst thing your DM can throw at you, but definitely a formidable foe if it's played right. And I think it'd be a very interesting concept to bring to a character sheet, particularly when you're talking about the idea that it not only has those 2 attacks per round, but also it can kind of switch up the flow on you, breathe fire on you, switch up, breathe cold, switch up, look at you, now you're stunned. You see what I'm saying? So that's a pretty good, I feel like it's a pretty good kit. All around, it's a pretty interesting build idea. I think we could definitely make it work, and yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So as you can see, I'm kind of inching my way up closer to that create character. Just typing in the name. You can just see me typing in the Demogorgon Ettin in the character name. Making sure all my sources are open except for homebrew, and then I go to my pictures and select a picture. For my race, I'm going to go for custom lineage, since there's no 2-headed race. Medium size, dual wielder feat, so I can dual wield the weapons, and then dark vision for my trait. So I'm already tacking off things on our list that we're fulfilling. For my race, I chose giant, or for its language, I chose giant. For my background is Outlander, since he's not around here, so he has 2 whole heads, right? Background language is Orc too, so I have Giant and Orc, 2 languages that I can speak, so that's pretty good. Now for my ability scores, this is how I laid it out. I chose a 15 in strength and then added the +2 for my race. I had a 10 in dexterity, a 14 in constitution, a 10 in intelligence, a 10 in wisdom, and a 13 in charisma. Now I know that the charisma was originally lower than the wisdom, but I chose to dump the rest into charisma since I wanted to get a little intimidation in this build too, since it's actually, you know, it's scary with 2 heads. So starting quickly into the fighter, we get 2 proficiencies. I chose perception and intimidation, and then for my fighting style I chose 2 weapon fighting. So not only can we dual wield, but we can actually add our ability score modifier to that attack in the bonus action, so that's pretty good. First level fighters get second wind. You can use your bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your level once every short or long rest, and then action surge, you can go an extra round every long rest, so that's good. Third level fighters get martial archetype, and I'm going to choose champion. It's simple and sweet. We get improved critical right off the bat, where you can score the critical hit on a 19 or 20. And then 4th level fighters get an ability score improvement or a feat, and I chose the feat named Slasher for that battle axe. So basically I can increase my strength or dex, choose strength. I can deal slashing damage, and then basically, you know, work different things based off of that there. And then we have a critical hit effect too. Level 5, we get extra attack. We can attack twice instead of once whenever we take the attack or action on our turn, so that's pretty good. And yeah, so we're at level 5, so let's go ahead and do a flyover of our sheet so far. Let's go into starting equipment first. The only thing I'm really worried about is the 2 martial weapons, the battle axe and the morning star. Anything else, you can choose whatever you want. I'm not really worried about that. So when we look at the sheet, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have a 10 in armor class. That's like our main weakness. We're gonna get hit a lot, and 44 is not that good. It's not bad, but it's not the best you could do. Our main attacking is run up. You see those 2 Morningstar battle axe. You just hit with those twice. Action, bonus action, 3rd time, surprisingly. And then if you action surge, you can do 4. So it's not bad, but it's not good. But we're definitely gonna get more, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's go back into the sheet. Go to level 6. We get an ability score improvement or a feat. We choose strength for both of those, so we can cap off our strength. It's gonna feel really, really good when we start swinging. And then now we're gonna multi-class into sorcerer. I chose dragon sorcerer, the draconic bloodline sorcerer, just because I felt like those little magic abilities could be attributed to a dragon. I forgot what it said in the description, but for cantrips, Firebolt, create bonfire, frostbite, and red frost. Since it can breathe fire and ice, I figured that I went ahead and get those as kind of like a prelude to what's going to get earlier. Our first level spell, I chose Charm Person to get our first gaze ability. So that's going to be good. Second level, we get Font of Magic, where we get sorcery points. We can trade out for spells, or we can use them for our level 3 ability, Meta Magic. So Meta Magic, we can do cool things with spells. My personal favorite is Quicken Spell. I chose Twin Spell too, but Quicken Spell is the one I'm looking out for. You basically cast a spell that you would cast on an action as a bonus action, and then we get 2 second level spells, Dragon's Breath and Hold Person. So that'll be our quote unquote stunned, and then the other thing, ability score improvement at level 4. Go ahead and get Constitution so that we can go ahead and bump our ability up. So we're at level 10, so we're going to go ahead and do another character sheet recap. As far as physical attacks, same battle axe, Morningstar, but we actually have more options, more ranged options now. We have Firebolt, Ray of Frost, we have good ranged cantrips, we have Dragon's Breath, we can cast on a bonus action and then swing with our action, which is good. Then we have Charm Person too, if we want to do that, and then we have Hold Person if we want to paralyze. So we have 2 of the 3 gaze abilities right now. It's pretty good, and then we also have like our meta magic, so we can quicken spell some of those spells off and then use our actions to swing, which is pretty good. We could definitely bonus action Hold Person, make all our attacks crit, and then swing twice for some extra damage. That'd be really, really good. And so yeah, that's a good build so far. Let's go back in the character sheet. And then at level 5, we get more spell slots, basically. Not really worried about any spell except for Confusion at level 4. Obviously, Elemental Affinity Fire, but we get the 4th level spell Confusion. I didn't get it on the recording, but make sure to take that so you can get the 3rd gaze ability. So make sure you don't forget that. 8th level, we get our ability score improvement or a feat again, and I actually go for the skill expert feat, and we can basically get another skill. I chose insight. We can get expertise on a skill, and I chose perception, and then charisma for our half ability score increase, because its main thing is perception, so I decided to go for that. Jumping back to fighter, for a level 7 we get remarkable athlete, where we can add half our proficiency bonus to any strength, dexterity, or constitution check, which is really good, and it fits the overall theme. So let's go ahead and check our sheet again, since we're at level 15. I think we have 13 in armor class, 14 if you dual wield. Not really that good still, but it's in character. Battle axe, Morningstar, obviously we're swinging with that. If you want to do range, we have Dragon's Breath, we have the cantrips. If you want to control, we have Hold Person, Charm Person, we have Confusion, and we have 4th level spell slots available. So yeah, our build's coming out pretty good. We pretty much hit all the things we want to build, so let's go ahead and finish this build off with some extra things that we might need to make the build pop a little bit more. So 8th level, we get ability score improvements or a feat, double in dexterity, so we can get our AC higher up to 14 or 15 with dual wielding. 9th level, we get indomitable, which basically if you fail a saving throw, you can re-roll it with indomitable and must use a new roll. You can only do that. We can only use that once per long rest. Level 10, you get another fighting style. I chose unarmed fighting. Basically, it adds 1d8 to your armors to your unarmed attacks, so that's basically cool. You can choose what you want though. At a level 11, we get another extra attack, so we can attack 3 times per round, which is really good. And then for our last level, we get another ability score improvement or a feat, and I went ahead and upped my charisma by +2, so that our DC on those spells could be a little bit higher. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at our character sheet finally, and we have basically the same as we've been having. Our AC is now finally 15 like the regular build. We have good perception scores like the build. We have we have those gaze ability in the form of spells, charm person, hold person, confusion, things like that. Actions, we can swing 3 times, bonus action, Dragon's Breath. We have like elemental affinity. If you do fire, we have quicken spell. We have effects on a critical hit. We have sorcery points. We have yeah, it's a pretty good build all around. It's a basic build if you want to go in there and have magic, so that's pretty good. So for my final thoughts on this build, I really like it. I really do. I didn't think I'd like it this much, but I do like it. The main reason I like it is just for the fact that you have different modes you can play. If you want to kind of run in there and do physical damage, you can. This build allows you to do that, and I really like that. If you want to kind of hang back and do range, this build can do that in the form of Ray of Frost or Firebolt. And if you still want to do something else, like maybe control, you have Hold Person. It's one of the best spells in the game. Basically paralyzes them, and then all your attacks auto crit, which is amazing. Charm Person, basically control the enemy confusion, do the same thing. You have the slasher feat if you just want to like do regular damage, and then if you crit on that, you get abilities for that too. This build is actually pretty good. It's like pretty synergistic. I can see why it's a boss. But yeah, I really like it. It's a really cool build. It has lots of cool abilities, and I think that playing it, if I had advice for playing it, I would say kind of go crazy. Make yourself that wall and use the magic only sparingly to kind of enhance your physical capabilities. But that's how I would do it. That's how I would build the Demogorgon Ettin. And yeah, it's a pretty good build. I like it a lot. It's definitely on my list for when I try it next. So yeah, those are my final thoughts for it. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, go ahead and hit subscribe. Like the video if you like it, obviously, and yeah, go ahead and stay tuned because there's definitely more videos on the way as usual.